Bond Wang. He's been a Toastmaster for 4 years, working on understanding your leadership style. This project is in team collaboration. So for the next 5 to 7 minutes, he's going to share stories that helped him form a better understanding of his leadership style. The title is I Don't Want to Become Bill Gates. I Make Bill Gates. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Bond Wang.
Once upon a time, I was so close to the world business leader, Bill Gates. Let me be clear first. It was the Bill Gates before the Jeffrey Epstein's debacle. What happened was my best friend, college roommate, Kang, was called Bill Gates of the city. That was close, wasn't it? Well, Kang owned a truck delivery company with over 1,000 of employees and a fleet of trucks across the country. I don't know what a truck company has to do with Microsoft, but back in the day, when your business is on the fast lane, everyone can be called Bill Gates. Kang appeared on the local newspaper, on the TV, talked about leadership and success. I didn't work for him, so I had no chance to see his leadership styles in the real business. But under the spotlight, he seemed to possess all the traits of a great leader: eloquent, passionate, and driven. Whenever we met in person, Kang fervently preached his vision of bringing his company to a global Fortune 500. However, a few years later, when I saw Kang in the news again, he faced charges for several crimes. His success story turned out to be some bad business practices, like fraudulent activities, stealing the corporate money for his lavish lifestyle. Well, Kang's images in the news lingered in my mind for quite some time. He steps out of his red Ferrari, stares at the camera. Everyone should dream of becoming Bill Gates. Really? Everyone? I was wondering. Well, back to 2 decades ago, it was quite a bold statement. There was a saying at the time that goes, the patients will die one by one if every nurse in the hospital wants to become a doctor. Sometimes I found myself ask Kang in the TV, hey, if everyone wants to become Bill Gates, who is got work for him? But Kang was my best friend. His story took a toll on my search for the leadership style. For many years, whenever I saw a business celebrity talking passionately about leadership and success, I pulled back and raised some doubts in my mind. Second story about my search for leadership style took place pretty recently, and it was in a Toastmasters club. A new club member impressed all of us with a gift of public speaking and a bunch of certificates, motivational speaker, life coach, etc., etc. In the new club officer election, he won the club presidency. Well, his campaign speeches were full of charisma and vision. We just couldn't resist it. However, while leading the club in the daily operations, this new president showed some qualities that, in my opinion, were quite contradictory to the eloquence he showed on the stage. In my observation, I saw a pattern of inactivity in operation, but active abstraction in leadership, where he seemed to only intend to show his influence. Fortunately, it's a non-profit organization and we can manage to work around him. But then his leadership showcase took a sudden turn. He disappeared. He just disappeared before his presidency was over. No clue, no email, no phone call whatsoever. And we just later found out through his social media that he had moved out of the state. I couldn't get my head around between the behavior and the charismatic speaker on the stage. It added another layer to my doubt of leadership style. I asked myself, does the art of public speaking really guarantee effective leadership? Fellow Toastmasters, identifying one's leadership style is not only a journey toward success, it's also a path of self-discovery. But when it comes to my search of leadership style, I try to collect inspiration with the ground level works. Get the job done first. Respect the fundamentals. Only then can I resort to those fancy words like creativity, inspiration. This may sound lack of ambition in the beginning, but over time, I can still generate value and inspire others in the team. See, I don't want to become Bill Gates, but I can make Bill Gates. So, Mr. Bill Gates, you don't worry. You can rest assured that there are still some people who don't want to become you. And there are some people who are willing to make you Bill Gates. Of course, that Bill Gates before the Jeffrey Epstein's debacle. Madam Toastmaster,